Tropical root crops are a major source of livelihoods to the bulk of the people within the African, Caribbean and the Pacific region. They are a source of food, incomes and animal feed. They also use to mitigate the impacts of climate change and variability as cover crops.
If you look at the enormous contribution of energy in Africa, Pacific or Caribbean, root crops actually is topping #1.
In Uganda, the northern and eastern, cassava is very important. Potato in southwestern and other highlands of eastern, like in Mbale, Bugisu region, and then of course sweet potato everywhere.
But the potential is even higher if the countries embraced scientific and technological approaches that emphasize mass production per unit area without jeopardizing the environment, as well as adding value to the tubers.
For example, the Africa Innovations Institute now, we have trained over 3,000 farmers to process cassava into what we call high quality cassava flour. And this high quality cassava flour has a shelf life of 6 months. And that means we are trying to turn these roots and tubercles, which used to be for low value for ordinary poor farmers, into high value. So there are two issues here. One, for food security, but also you can add value and you can earn high incomes. And the other thing is that these crops are grown by the relatively poor people, but also mainly by women. So if you're able to commercialize these crops, I think we can also have what we call, equity, assisting the poor and also the other gender, like the women, who normally grow these crops, so that they can also benefit in agricultural development.
But this is only a drop in the ocean. Many more stakeholders need to come up and do research to maximize both production and value addition to the tropical root crops.
Most of the research in the last 30 years has been concentrated on production. So number one missing link is the value addition. Everybody, you agree with me that we still continue to consume our tropical root crops fresh or boil and heat, such that they are unable to gain from AGRA or the international trade systems that you could actually go into.
It is in that respect that the Africa Innovations Institute, with funds from the European Union, hosted a workshop at Makerere University School of Food Science and Technology to train early career scientists in the SCP countries on how to write grant-winning research proposals.
The 3 countries in Africa this training is going to be conducted in: Nigeria, Zambia, Uganda. In the Caribbean, it's going to be for the OECS territories, which is a number of islands: Dominica, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent, Antigua, Barbuda, and Grenada. In the Pacific, it's going to be done for a group of islands: Fiji, Samoa, Papua New Guinea. The first of the training sessions is done in Uganda, and the focus is to teach young scientists in project proposal preparation, research methodology, and intellectual property rights.
So our interest is to enhance the capacity of the young scientists to think beyond the box, think beyond production, move to processing, marketing, and be able to advance research outputs that could be able to solve some of our problems and create jobs.
And we feel that when these early career scientists have that capacity, they have the confidence, then the benefits of science and technology will be able to trickle down the poor farmers. Because these days development is based on knowledge about science and technology.
It will help the young career scientists, and it will help the country by extension in winning project proposals, bringing additional funds to deal with agricultural research.
The project used the tropical root crops primarily because of their significance in the region. While opening the 5-day workshop, the government, through the National Council of Science and Technology, reiterated its commitment to promoting science and technology as one of the pillars in agricultural development. Throughout the various presentations, Different speakers highlighted the critical areas the young research scientists should look out for if they wanted to tap into the very competitive sources of funding.
Sourcing project money from the EU and other agencies is a very competitive business, and you do not get those monies by sending in project proposals that do not meet the criteria. And therefore, the Project Management Committee thought it would be very appropriate to train these scientists in the ACP countries.
Professor Statish Chandra said the biggest challenge for the young career scientists was their poor reading culture. They don't read thoroughly enough the call papers to comprehend what the donor needs. Even where they do, they often fail to answer articulately the critical questions, amongst them relevance of the issues under study, methodologies to undertake and to utilize the research results, which when put together demonstrate the value for money for investing in the research. The other aspects hinge around linkages and networking amongst the research community at the local, national and international levels.
In front of root cause, we've noticed that there is very weak linkages. There is linkage in a country like India, but internationally, you're not linking enough to be able to, harness information and ideas from your peer groups working perhaps on very similar issues and problems.
Now, these follow-up emails.
To offer a complete picture of what it takes to write grant-winning proposals, the workshop blended theoretical presentations, group discussions and workshops with field excursions so that the young career scientists could share with the grassroots communities who are the major consumers of the scientific innovations. At Mukono Valley Market, the vendors of the various tropical root crops, amongst them sweet potato, cassava, yams and the potato, appealed research scientists to develop varieties that are drought resistant if the problem to food insecurity can ever be solved. The young scientists then compiled all the issues for subsequent group discussions that wound up the workshop.
I think this course has been very good, in that has helped me in proposal writing, how to develop a concept note, and then how to write a full proposal. Like when there is a call, most times we just rush through it and we don't look at the critical things. And from this workshop, I have learned that I need to look at the call critically, read it line by line, to be able to understand what the donor wants.
It has built my capacity, especially in the areas of developing a concept note, fine-tuning my methods and methodology, and my ability to analyze the data and write a proper scientific paper for publication so that the results of the research that I will have conducted as a researcher is known to the public and be able to link those results with a particular industry that is interested in the findings from the research. I have also learned that there is need for networking when you are writing proposals and implementing projects, because this is now a global world, and donors require that you network. Once a project is in one country, you have to look for another African country to partner with and one in the diaspora. This training workshop has opened avenues for me to explore when I need partners to work with on a particular project, because that has previously been very difficult.
This is a 3-year project. So in Uganda, this is just the first activity. Now we are going to follow it up with what we call mentoring, where we are going to link the senior scientists with these early career scientists we have trained today, so that where they have queries, gaps, or questions, the senior scientists can help them. But also we are linking these same scientists, the early career scientists, in a kind of network. These days they call it a community of practice, where they can share their experiences, share whatever they know, where they can ask questions and so on. but we're also going to maintain a link with them. We are going to be following up their progress, okay? And we feel that with all these, strategies of mentoring, following up, having a community of practice, we are confident that the capacity of these sons will come up, and we should be able to see better results in the near future, where these sons are also able to write and win proposals on their own, but more important, do very good, high quality, world-class research.